rock Jesus pieces, but they really don't know Jesus. Just know that he's the seed, and please believe it. We got the keys to the kingdom. We'll never be defeated. Evil legions, all of these demons. I know you see them scheming, please believe it. We got the keys to the kingdom. We got the keys for these brothers rock Jesus pieces, but they really don't know Jesus. Just know that he's the seed, and please believe it. We got the keys to the kingdom. We'll never be defeated. Evil legions, all of these demons. I know you see them scheming, please believe it. We got the keys to the kingdom. We got the keys to the keys to the.
Because you got to think about it. If a sister is giving a man love, and I'm talking about you married, you giving your husband love, you sustaining him with, you making sure that he's taking care of his food and all of that. All of that stuff you taking care of. Everything that he needs you take care of. Versus a woman that just giving him love and then running her big mouth. Which woman you think is going to keep the man over the other? That's right. That's easy, but a lot of our sisters, they don't see that. You have women say, I ain't making my man no plate. I ain't giving him nothing to eat. And then they wonder why he leave. That's why he leave. They don't want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with that. Keep reading.
Verse 25, where no hedges.
So we're going to read 24 and 25. I want you to pay attention to this.
Verse 24. Sirach 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled.
So where there's no man, guess what happens? The woman is spoiled because you don't have a protection. The man is your hedge. So guess what? If you, your father, if you're still under your father's roof, but if you're an independent woman on your own, your father's not there. So like a sister that comes into the body, we become her fathers in the body to make sure we won't just allow any brother to talk to her. He's got to come through us so that we make sure this brother got his mind right. That's what your dad is supposed to do. He's not supposed to just let you do your own thing and then, you know, all kinds of things happen to you because you don't have any protection. Because men know how to manipulate women. Understand that. Let's go to 1 Peter 3 and 7. Because they try to say, we got you, I got you, brother, we getting there. 1 Peter 3 and 7. Because in America, they preach equality. We're all the same. But we know even in sports, we're not the same. But that's not the same. Women have a very important role, you know, in society. They have a very important role in the nation of Israel because y'all are responsible for teaching the children. Read.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
So the Bible says we're supposed to dwell with our wives according to knowledge. What's the knowledge? What's knowledge? What's the knowledge? Yeah, what's the knowledge according to the Bible? Okay, let's get it. I'm going to show you what knowledge is. So now, as husbands, this is how we're supposed to deal with our wives.
Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they shall seek the law at his mouth.
So the knowledge is the law. So now I'm going to give you a couple of examples of the law, and then we're going to go back to 1 Peter. So now this is a law. 1 Timothy 5 and 8. I think that's what I want. If a man don't provide for his own.
Yeah. 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith, and is worse than an infidel.
So men are supposed to provide for their wives and their children. That's an example of knowledge that I'm bringing out. Go to I think 2 Thessalonians 3 and 10. Is that it?
First, 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
So that's another law. So guess what? The man is supposed to hold a job. He's not supposed to be at the house or in his mama's basement playing the PlayStation. and you out there and you working and stuff like that. That's not supposed to happen like that. Let me get one more. Ecclesiastes 9:9. So I'm just giving you some examples of how men dwell with their wives according to knowledge or the laws.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 9. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of thy life, of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity, for that is thy portion in this life.
So we're supposed to live joyfully with our wives, meaning go out to dinner, go out on dates, go out on a walk in the park, all of those things. That's how we're supposed to treat our wives. That's right. So now, let's go back to 1 Peter. So I just gave you some examples of laws that brothers have to keep pertaining to their wives. Go back to 1 Peter 2:7.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel.
You see that? So the women are the weaker vessel. That's what the whole point of that is, but we're supposed to dwell with you according to knowledge. You understand that? So when we deal with our sisters as men, brother, what's your name, brother? Patrick. Brother Patrick. You got any questions, brother Patrick?
No question. I was talking to him.
About what? What were y'all talking about?
My fringes is not on properly.
Oh, you said the fringes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, let me get that.
Like, hey,
yeah, let's get the fringes.
Lawful. Just like this one is lawful, mine is lawful as well.
Yeah, we got to get the fringes.
Yeah.
You got to wear them all the way around, brother.
Yeah.
Let's get that. But that's all right. You trying? You getting that? Where your border blue at?
Hey, I was more talking about Deuteronomy 12.
Okay, we don't. Let's get that.
Let's do Deuteronomy 20.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Numbers
chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So that's why we got these fringes on. That is a commandment. So sister, did you know, like if you look at the sign right here, you see that? You see Gad right there? Who are they? American Indians. So if you go to the Native American Indian Museum today, they have these on all of their garments. You know why that is? Because they're the Israelites. Understand that? So, and the white man knows this, but this is what we're trying to show our people. We come out here every week to show our people who they are according to the Bible. This is history that's in our face, but a lot of us don't know that. They're wearing the fringes. Let's read that again.
Numbers chapter 15 verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So now, brother, if you go down to the Native American Museum, you will not see any of our ancestors wearing those. When you go down to the museum, they all got fringes in a border of blue like this. So that's what we're saying. So it's good that you're trying to make a step. Understand that, but that's not what the Israelites wore. Now, if you see the people that's in Israel, the Israelis, that's how they wear that. So give me Proverbs 3:31. So that's how they wear that. Our ancestors never wore their fringes like that. We never wore them like that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
So we don't choose any of the ways of our oppressors. Our forefathers wore these. This is what they wore. Historically, we wore these.
How do you break down Deuteronomy 22:12 though?
You talking about the four corners?
Yeah.
That just means it goes all the way around. That's it. It goes around. So all four corners is going around. So if you go to the four corners of the earth, you're going around the earth. That's what it means. That's just that simple. It's not really a deep thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you go to the Native American Museum where they knew they were Israelites, this is what they wore. You don't find those there. So we never wore those. You understand, brother? Yeah, it's all love, man. So we never wore those. So our forefathers, this is what they wore. That's why we have these garments. Our forefathers wore these garments. We didn't just come up with these garments that look spectacular. This is what our forefathers wore. So we're going back to our history because we're living in America, we're living the oppressor's life. Everything that we got here, we got from our oppressor. This is not our history. Thanksgiving is not our history. Christmas is not our history. What holiday did our ancestors celebrate in the wintertime? I'm asking. You say what? It wasn't Christmas. So now, when we think of, now, do the churches preach about Jeremiah? Do they preach out of Jeremiah sometimes in the church?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit,
yeah.
But they do mention Jeremiah.
Yeah.
So what did didn't they lock Jeremiah up and put him in the pit? So now,
That was Daniel.
now they locked Jeremiah up too. They put him in a dungeon. What did Jeremiah teach that got him locked up? I'm going to read an example of some of the things he taught that got him locked up. Let's go to Jeremiah 10. This is what we're teaching here in America today. We are teaching what the prophet Jeremiah taught.
That they were going to be prisoners for 70 years. Or captives for 70 years.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord spake unto you, O house of Israel.
So why is every book in the Bible they say in the house of Israel? Because the Bible is only for the Israelites. The Bible is not for all nations. They took our Bible and put it out there for everybody. This is our history book. This is our prophetic book. It tells us what's happening in the future. And this is our law book. It tells us how to live. Read that again.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
So now we're going to get into one of the customs that heathen practice that we're not supposed to do that Jeremiah was teaching against. Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
So I'm going to ask you, what holiday is it where you go into the forest, you cut out a tree, then you decorate it with silver and gold? What holiday is that? Christmas. So what did Jeremiah say in verse 2?
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Jeremiah said we ain't supposed to celebrate that. So why, when you go to a church, do they have a Christmas tree in the church? Why is that? So why do they say that, you know, we're a hate group and they want to lock us up and those type of things? Because we teaching the same thing that Jeremiah taught. That's why. We're teaching the same thing. But Christ prophesied about that. Understand that. Christ prophesied about that. So what day do they go to church on?
Sunday.
Okay, so what day is the Sabbath?
Saturday.
So why are they going to church on Sunday?
Catholic Church.
I'm just asking a question.
Catholic Church.
Okay, so why, if we just read in the Bible that they're not supposed to celebrate Christmas, why are they doing that? So the prophet Samuel, like Samuel wasn't a joke. Samuel ain't mess around. What did he preach that we supposed to celebrate Easter or not celebrate Easter? What did he teach? Do you know? What about you?
What's that?
What did Samuel say that we supposed to keep Easter or not?
I don't know anything about Easter. I know a lot about him, but not that.
So let's see. We're going to read it.
1 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 3.
This is Easter.
And Samuel spoke unto all the house of Israel, saying, if ye do return unto the Lord with all your hearts, then put away the strange gods of Ashtaroth.
You know who the god of Ashtaroth is? That's the god of Easter. That's the fertility gods. That's why you got eggs and rabbits. They represent fertility for Easter. So back then, he was teaching not to celebrate Easter. Jeremiah was teaching not to celebrate Christmas. You understand that? So who was he teaching that to? The Israelites. So that's who we are here. We teaching that to, the Israelites. We're not supposed to keep those holidays. So when we read in the Bible, we're supposed to do what? Who are we supposed to follow? We're supposed to follow Christ. Let's get it. 1 Peter 2 and 21. Let's get that. So I have any pastor come up here and show me where we went to church on Sunday in the Bible, where we celebrated Christmas and Easter and all of those things. I want one pastor to do that.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
So Christ left us an example in the Bible that we should follow his steps. So now, in the wintertime, did Christ celebrate his birthday and celebrate Christmas? I'm asking you, did he? I'm asking you, did Christ celebrate his birthday and Christmas?
No.
What do you say? What about you, sister? So what did he celebrate?
Communion.
He celebrated what?
Communion.
So what do you think he celebrated?
Communion.
What about you? What you think?
Communion.
John 10 and 22.
I'm going to show you.
The book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the Feast of Dedication.
You know what the Feast of Dedication is? You know what that is? That's Hanukkah. That's Hanukkah. So we're in Jerusalem, the Feast of Dedication. Read.
And it was winter. And Jesus walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
So what holiday was Jesus celebrating? So then what are we doing celebrating Christmas? You see that? Give me Matthew 24. I'm going to show you why we celebrate Christmas, why we go to church on Sunday, and 5. 24 and 5.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
So, do most people celebrate Hanukkah or Christmas? So it said, many shall be deceived. You understand that? So, it said, many will come in Christ's name saying they represent Christ, or they are, this is where Christ dwelleth in this church, and deceive many. Because many people go to church on Sunday, many people celebrate Christmas. All of that is against the Bible. Guess where we learned that? We learned that right here. When we couldn't read or write. You see that? White Jesus taught us that. That's where we learned that. Because could we read or write? We couldn't read or write. So everything that we know, because if we have read that you ain't supposed to celebrate Christmas, will we do that? Have you ever read that scripture before? Have you ever seen that? Jeremiah 10, where we read that you're not supposed to celebrate Christmas. Have you ever read that?
No, but I kind of knew anyway.
Have you ever heard them read that in the church?
Yes.
That's what I'm asking. I ain't never heard that in no church. If they read that in the church, the whole church would blow up. It'd be like Dave Chappelle when he took off his KKK hoodie and the dude head blew up. Their head would blow up. Ain't nobody never read that in no church.
We used to scream Black Power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.